And we welcome you back to this town, London town, the UK, hosting this international series for the National Football League from Wembley Stadium, and over 80,000 on hand for the Patriots at 4-2 against the 0-6 Buccaneers. Again, Jim Nantz along with Phil Simms. These teams, I think, are quite pleased to be here this week. They understand they're really here almost like an ambassadorial effort.
No question. I think there's a little complaining as you're coming over here and you go, wow, we got to travel all that far for the game. But once you run out in this field, even though it's a regular season game, they know it's special just because of everything that's the way it's presented. So the players, they're excited to be in there today, and I think we're going to see an outstanding game.
We'll see Tampa receiving the opening kickoff. And Steve Gostowski, he was over here to promote the game back in the spring. The Patriots sent Gostowski over. Rondé Barber represented the Tampa Bay Bucks. Didn't have to really do a whole lot of promotion. The game sold out in 6 minutes, over 80,000 strong. And here's Tampa running it out to about the 18-yard line with Sammy Straughter, who had a kick return for a touchdown last week.
Josh Johnson telling us yesterday, after 3 starts, he goes, I'm really getting to feel the speed, recognizing defense is better, so he expects to play well here today.
They start both Graham and Williams in the backfield, and it's Cadillac Williams off the left side for 3 yards. Brandon McGowan plugs the hole for the Patriots. It's Cadillac Williams, again coming back from 2 severe knee injuries over the last 2 seasons. They're going back to Cadillac, and he's got running room and banging helmets and shoulder pads for a first down. A good burst for 9 yards for Cadillac.
Cadillac Williams, back from injury, said to us yesterday, I've watched myself back from my rookie year. I'm as fast and explosive now as I was then. The strength, I think, of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers football team is its offensive line. And this gives you a chance. You run the football well, slow this game down, give Tom Brady 1 less time on the field. Of course, that gives you a better chance of winning.
So 2 rushes by Williams, leading to a first down from the 29. Josh Johnson throws, has a completion on his first toss, and it's to Kellen Winslow, his 30th catch of the season. The tight end traded over from Cleveland. Stumbling a bit, Josh Johnson had a hard time getting over there to hand it off to Cadillac. No gain. Well, the Tampa head coach is just 33 years old. It's Raheem Morris. We met with him yesterday, Phil.
Yeah, you know, still excited. I think a lot of people think that, hey, Raheem Morris, is he over his head when it comes to being a head coach in the NFL? Well, just by the talk yesterday, listening to the plan, the long-range plan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, well, it made me believe, and actually it got me very excited about the game.
Impressive young man. His team faces 3rd and 4. Need to get to the 39 for the first. And from the gun, Johnson's picked off. This is going to be run back for a touchdown. That is Merriweather taking it in untouched.
Game planning for the whole week. You saw it from the New England Patriots right there, what they wanted to do. Blitz, a quarterback who likes to run. Look at the blitz coming from the outside, untouched, makes him, throws it before he is ready, and what a break on the football. We said it in the opening, Jim. Brandon Merriweather, he is the biggest impact player, I think, this year for this New England defense.
It had been 24 games, Phil, since the Patriots defense had scored a touchdown, going back to November of 2007.
What a break on the football. Speed, recognition.
And Gostowski answering on the hold, and it's 7-0. I'd mentioned it had been 24 games. It had been since 2007. Specifically, Eugene Wilson with a short interception return back in November of that year. The last time the Patriots defense put up a touchdown. Merriweather's first career NFL TD, the 3rd-year man from the University of Miami. We're back to Gostowski kicking off. Slaughter this time returns it from the 5. He's got room, but it's quickly closed. That opening, 21-yard run back. So Josh Johnson, boy, that'll rattle you pretty quickly, won't it?
Well, that's about the NFL. You know, everybody always says that. Can you come back from that as a young quarterback? Of course you can. You know, you just pull your pants up and you go in there and you fight. I would just say this. If you get in a third and short situation, if this Tampa Bay offense gets to that situation, this drive, I would go down the field because the Patriots want to blitz and they want to put pressure on the quarterback and they want to jump on the short routes, which we saw for the touchdown by Merriweather.
Merriweather, who was their first-round pick in 2007. Now it's back to Cadillac, and he's got a nice run brought down by Merriweather. And Jeremy Zuta, the left guard, was the one who really gave him the crease to go for 11.
Yeah, you know what? And the Patriots are crowding the line of scrimmage. They're playing run. Two things. They're playing the run, and then they go, well, if they pass, we got enough guys up there to keep the quarterback in the pocket. And that's impressive. Tampa Bay, couple good big holes for Cadillac Williams to run through.
The first down from the 36. Cadillac smashed. He'll give him no gain.
That was a good example, wasn't it, Jim? You just sit there and your eye tells you, man, there's a lot of guys there. And Brandon McGowan, well, I just sit here. I always kind of judge. Watch how, look at the guy unblocked in the hole. But I always judge sometimes players' games just by listening to you. How many times did you mention their name during the course of it? McGowan, Merriweather, seems like you say it almost every play.
And Mayo that time. Looked like Cadillac lost his footing a little bit as Mayo was waiting for him. Now it's a 2nd and 10. Johnson, again, pressure, now throws on the run, and he hits his target. And that is Cadillac Williams out of the backfield. Finally decked by Lee Botten, but it goes for 19, and the Bucs are on the New England side of the field.
Yeah, this is how they make a lot of their plays, and this is Vince Wilfork. He gets out of his lane, he gets pushed to his left, and that opened up a hole for Josh Johnson to step up into, and that's where a young quarterback is going to feel comfortable, when he can move and have that dual threat. Well, either he'll run for a few yards or throw to a wide open running back down the field.
From the Patriots 45, Derek Ward is in the game. And running back, and Johnson, a wobbler. He was hit when he threw it. Was going for Antonio Bryant. And there was contact coming from Adalys Thomas.
Yeah, good concept by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this time. The receiver is open. The hit comes after the throw. The throw was a little high, but that's where you want to throw it. If you're a young quarterback, Jim, throw it outside. You have better chances of seeing the defense and making less mistakes.
Thomas, who was a healthy inactive last week.
Well, that'll get your attention, won't it?
And he certainly rose to the moment on that last snap. 2nd down 10. And that's Ward. Give him one. Well, Josh Johnson, back to the quarterback, just 23 years old. Only Sean King younger as a starting quarterback in Buccaneer history. And he had his first action of the season, did Josh Johnson, the 2nd week of the season in a game at Buffalo, and he lined up as a wide receiver, not a quarterback in that game.
Well, what's interesting, all of a sudden, he's the starting quarterback. He did not get a lot of reps in practice in training camp or preseason games, but the Bucs say he's just one of those quarterbacks that didn't need a lot of reps and done a pretty good job in his 3 starts, really.
His senior year at San Diego, playing for Jim Harbaugh, he threw 43 touchdowns. And here he hits a rookie in Straughter for a first down. Yeah, this kid at quarterback threw 43 touchdowns and 1 interception his last year of college football.
If I'm not mistaken, that was at Dayton, because I had a friend there watching the game. He told me about him. But look at the Patriots, the blitzing. And I think Tampa Bay, Greg Olsen, the offensive coordinator, to the quarterback's left, you'll see runners coming in free, but they're ready for it. Good adjustment on the outside. Excellent throw by Josh Johnson.
So the Bucs moving it. They're at the New England 33. Johnson has time, and he throws it high, and it's picked up by Merriweather again. Merriweather's coming back to this side, and he gets a block here. He's got a chance. Well, the angle closes in on him, but Merriweather with a 2nd interception in the first 6 minutes. Now, these fans in London finally going to get the chance to see Tom Brady and the Patriot offense, as Merriweather has 70 yards in returns on 2 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown. And the Patriots begin with Lawrence Maroney as the running back. They fake the end around. Brady's in trouble, but he gets it away to Welker. And Welker ends up gaining about 3. Merriweather with a second pick.
Yeah, let's look at it, Jim. You're going to see to the left, going up the field, Antonio Bryant takes too long to clear it for Michael Clayton, and a good job by Merriweather just watching the quarterback. And when you can run, if it's not clear as a quarterback, I'd suggest run. And when I watch Josh Johnson, when he makes mistakes, it's high. And that is, well, that's the worst thing you can do in the NFL, is throw footballs high.
Pretty deadly when you're doing that. 2nd down and 7. And the Patriots go with Maroney. Had a big game last week. And Maroney moves the pile over to the Tampa side. Looking for the right play call here. Off the wrist. 3rd down from the Tampa 49.
Look at this, 5 wides, 4 receivers to one side. I haven't seen this from the from the New England Patriots.
Including Kevin Falk to the left side. Brady goes to Welker, and he is stopped short of the first. Geno Hayes hit him right away and held him to 2 yards.
Yeah, really good adjustments by the Bucs defense in that whole series. You know, staying in position, stopping that screen where they fake the reverse, and that time 4 receivers to one side. They're just trying to disguise the fact that they want to throw it to Wes Welker, and the Buccaneer defense stays in place, makes the play.
Strawder back at the 10, waiting for the punt from Chris Hansen. Pooch punt fielded at the 15, and a running start now. Strawder out to the 29. Ward is the running back, and this is the 2nd time he has played in the London game, having been here with the Giants 2 years ago. Ward drives the legs for a couple of yards. He was over here when the Giants beat the Dolphins in the first game at Wembley, 2007. Johnson with a flag down, launches it long over the head of Clayton.
They're going to have chances to throw the football down the field today. You can see the Patriots, the blitz, a lot of man-to-man coverage. Chop block.
Personal foul, chop block, offense, number 28. 15-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
Jerome Boger pointing out the miscue by Derek Ward.
Yeah, so that means chop block. You hear it all the time on TV. They're engaged. Watch the running back. Here he is. Does he hit a defender below the waist when he's engaged? I don't know. It happens fast. And as we've said about a lot of things, roughing the quarterback, now we can say, hey, they protect defensive linemen too. So when in doubt, player safety, throw the flag.
And Ward in pain with that left hand.
Boy, he delivered some shot to Vince Wilfork.
Ernest Graham joins Cadillac in the backfield on 2nd and 23. And there's a running lane for Cadillac. And he does show that speed, doesn't he? Goes for 9 yards.
You know, a couple of things. You're right. In person, Jim, it actually looks faster here when we watch him than he did when we were watching him during the week. But Cadillac, Derek Ward, you said it, they have running backs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So when you get your chance to run, you better let it all hang out.
A lot of people really thought Cadillac, how can he come back again from another patella tendon injury? Blew out one knee, the next one the next year. Well, he's running at full speed. 3rd and 13 for Tampa. Johnson zings it again high, and the receiver slipped. That was Sammy Strawder.
Well, one of the reasons he threw the football high, that time the New England Patriots changed up. As he moves in the pocket, who is it there we got? That's number Spiney. That's number 59, Gary Guyton. So that made Josh Johnson stop and throw the football high. So a little change up by the Patriots, and it worked very well.
Dirk Johnson to punt to Wes Welker. Their catch at the 33. And the London Eye. Right off the Timbs. Close to the Oxo Tower. And a beautiful place to visit. 1st and 10 for the Patriots, who are 3 and out the first time they had it. They go into round with Brandon Tate just put on the active roster. The rookie, who was their 3rd round pick out of North Carolina, goes for 11 yards. Fake to Maroney. And there's a catch by Moss, who falls to the ground. Brady, wide open. It's Moss at the 30, to the 20, to the 15, and near the 10. And there is Talib chasing after him.
First off, it's a blitz by Tampa Bay. They bring, so it puts a lot of pressure on the defensive backs, and Randy Moss giving time to go down the field to set you up and then can run away from you. A lot of people say, wow, when I watch him, he doesn't look like he's going full speed all the time. All I know is when we do games, he is constantly pulled away from the defensive back.
First down from the Bucs 11. Brady lobs it over the head. There's a flag. That was going in the direction of Sam Aiken.
He tried to throw it 4 times. Finally, the defender had to grab Sam Aiken.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense, number 61. 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Well, I was wrong, and what happened is that it was a running play, and Tom Brady was looking for the quick throw, and it was taken away. Well, the offensive they don't know what's the right side of the offensive line. They're doing blocking, and look how far the offensive linemen are down the field. So that's a run-pass option, but the quarterback must get rid of it right away.
Makes it a 1st and 15. And Maroney gets the call. Running right alongside his left guard, Logan Mankins, for a couple.
No, this is not easy. You know, the score is 7-0. 2 interceptions by the Tampa Bay offense. Big pass play to Randy Moss. But you can see, Jim, I think my eye tells me the Buccaneers, they're fired up, and physically, you know, they're doing a lot of good things in this game as far as at the initial hitting at the line of scrimmage.
Kevin Falk into the game, shotgun, and spreading them out is Brady. Welker shifts to the left side. 2nd and 13. It's over to Welker. Blockers in front. Weaves his way to the left. And Welker's in for the touchdown. Aiken and Vollmer were able to create the opening for Welker. 14-yard touchdown throw, Brady to Wes Welker.
Well, we heard it last week. Jeff Fisher, the Tennessee Titans, says this team is the best screen team in the NFL. And look at the blocking. Sam Aiken gets a block. Vollmer, my gosh, we said that so many times. Logan Mankins downfield, just a tremendous job by the Patriots offensive line.
Boy, that rookie left tackle, he got a lot of attention too when they were over at the Oval practicing this week. Sebastian Vollmer, he threw a couple of blocks after the pass was completed to Welker. He's the only European-born player on the field today by way of Germany and then the University of Houston. And that is an extra point by Gostowski. Now the Patriots took just 5 plays to cover the 67 yards. And that's now 3 touchdowns in 4 quarters for Wes Welker. And Gostowski sends it back down to Strawder at the 5. And that's a flag thrown on the back end of that at the 21. A tackle by Pierre Woods after just a 17-yard return.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 88. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And things get worse for the Bucs. Fearless would be the word.
Oh.
Here's Johnson. And look out, that ball almost picked off right at the line of scrimmage. And look at this defensive effort by Wilford. And Ty Warren.
Well, two guys. I'll tell you this, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I said their offensive line, probably the strength of the team. They were worried about Vince Wilfork, and good reason why. At that time, an offensive lineman goes low, he's hit again, it doesn't matter. Even as big as he is, very nimble on his feet, and just a tremendous athlete.
3rd and 10 for Josh Johnson and the Bucs.
What look will he get this time?
Able to get it over and dropped by Winslow. Myron Pryor was finally able to break through. They had the pocket sealed for quite a while, but then Pryor came through and influenced the throw by Johnson.
Yeah, they did, and this time, excellent job by the Patriots. They spread the field with their defensive linemen. Boy, that is some big hit. Pryor from Kentucky. Rookie making his way on the field.
Wow, for Johnson. And that one bounces into the arms of Welker. Welker running it back and then tripped at the last minute at the 30-yard line by Torrey Cox. A 43-yard punt and a 24-yard run back, and the Patriots are deep in Tampa territory again.
Yeah, you know, listen, you start the game out, you got enthusiasm, they're playing hard, they're making some plays, really on both sides of the football. Now it goes bad. You can't lose that initial surge that you had of enthusiasm and playing hard. You just, when you're 0-16, easy for me to say, you just got to play each play. Don't look ahead. Don't look at the scoreboard.
Brady completes the throw to Chris Baker for about 7. Here is Maroney coming up about a yard, maybe too short of the first. He'll probably run it down in the first quarter. Chargers bouncing back big after that loss to Denver on Sunday night. First quarter, Brady throws 66 yards in all and a touchdown pass. Here we go, starting the second quarter. Jim Nance, Sims. New England up 14-0 and facing a 3rd and 2 from the Tampa 23. First down picked up by Moss. He is hit hard by Tenard Jackson, but holds on.
Randy Moss. It's almost automatic. When Tom Brady sees that they're going to just single cover him, Aqib Talib, number 25, has got the job of covering him all over the field today. Usually you see him go deep, goes underneath on a short pass. That's why he's wide open.
So we're 30 seconds into the second quarter, and a week ago in the second quarter against Tennessee in the ice and snow, Brady threw for 5 touchdowns in that quarter alone. NFL record as Maroney advances it to the 11. 2nd and 6 from the 11. Throws it back of the end zone, and it is intercepted. It's a pick by Jackson. And Tom Brady had thrown 68 touchdowns in the red zone since the last time he threw an interception in the red zone. He had to go back to 2005 for the last time to find Brady throwing a pick inside the opponent 20. As Josh Johnson's going long, look out. Bodden got a hand on it and then nearly caught by Antonio Bryant.
Blitzing is about spacing the football field. Well, let's go back and watch Tom Brady. Randy Moss, top of the screen. He's double covered on the play, but quick pressure inside makes Brady step up. And look at Moss. What an adjustment by him. But the throw's a little shorter than Tom Brady wants, but most of all, just a tremendous play by Jackson. What was Tom Brady saying about interceptions, Jim? It
ruins him. It just ruins his whole week. He says, I can't get over it. The whole flight home, I'm still dealing with it.
I'm not laughing. It's a long flight home.
Diving for about 4, maybe 5. Here it's a 3rd down on the way for Tampa. And Josh Johnson somehow escapes a sack, but can't hold up for long.
Yeah, got to keep that football in. Just good spreading of the defense. The play before, a safety blitz came late and really hit Josh Johnson as he threw the football down the field. But the Patriots, Josh Johnson, he's probably already been told on the sideline, look, it's going to be hard to run. So you need to find your first receiver that you think is open and get rid of it as fast as you can.
Pat Chung came up to finish him off.
Big hits.
Burgess and Wright and others were in on the mix. And back to Dirk Johnson with another low punt. It's Welker from the 44, dancing around and unable to get away. In the double-decker buses, sight everywhere in this magnificent city of London. We're back here at Wembley Stadium, and we're about 10 minutes to 6 local time. They actually moved the clocks back. They began their whole process of changing the clocks a week ahead of everybody back in the States. You get an extra hour of sleep each of the next 2 Sundays, and I know how much you love that.
Well, of course, who doesn't like to sleep? I love it.
You're all world on that one.
Am I really?
First team all pro.
Are you calling me lazy? Is
No,
that what you're
not
saying?
at all.
Oh, okay.
Just well rested.
Well,
Dan Connolly has come into the Patriot lineup on that offensive line. Actually, his lineup is a fullback here. As the Patriots snap it from the 46 with Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis.
you know, you told that little story how much it bothers him, but you know, it should bother you. That just shows you do. You got to care, and you got to care deeply. And he was saying that to us the other day. You know, Bill Belichick was just smiling because yes, taking care of the football.
Brady, ball deflected at the line, and 3rd down on the way.
Good knockdown pass by the interior defensive line. Wes Welker was going across the field deep and uncovered.
So Josh Johnson, who threw 2 picks in the first 6 minutes, that's 1 more than he threw in his entire final year of college football at the University of San Diego. Now Brady, 3rd and 11. Stepping up and unloads it in time, and that is Aiken breaking free. Sam Aiken, and Aiken takes it all the way home for a touchdown. He got away from Barrett Ruud, and Sam Aiken has his first touchdown of the season.
Well, you talk about mobility. We always talk about running quarterbacks, but really, here's what mobility is in the NFL. Tom Brady, the initial coverage is good. To his left, steps up, protect the football, and then finally, the defense, what happens is the defense broke down. So Aiken comes all the way across the formation. He's uncovered. The defender says, now you taking Barrett Ruud. He can't catch him, and then he takes advantage of it and scores a touchdown.
It's the longest play of the season for the Patriots.
Staying alive in the pocket.
21-0 New England. Ever since the overtime loss to Denver, when Prater of the Broncos kicked the winner in OT out in Denver 2 weeks ago, well, since that time the Patriots have scored 80 unanswered. You got to go back to the 85 Bears to see a team go on an 80-0 tear.
You know, Jim, I'll tell you this. Good teams take advantage of bad teams. They don't come out and struggle. They didn't do it last week. Just give them no hope.
And Gostowski forces a touchback. You were impressed, by the way, Aiken not only ran that one after the catch, but how much he contributes as a special teams captain.
7 tackles on special teams, and he scored that touchdown. No celebrating on the sideline. Come right back in, and you know, it's like, oh, we'll give you a break. You just scored a long touchdown. He's on the kickoff team. And you could, the one thing that stands out about him on that run after the catch, he is a big physical wide receiver.
That was his first career touchdown, a career that began at Buffalo and then came over just a season ago as a free agent. So the Bucs give it to Cadillac for 5. 21-0 here. A 2nd down and 5 for Tampa. Now that right side for a couple. It'll be 3rd and short. Well, Josh Johnson, you know, people were wondering what are they going to do with that quarterback position. This is a team that came to camp thinking it was going to be a battle for #1 between Byron Leftwich and Luke McCown.
Yes.
And then they ended up dishing McCown up to Jacksonville in a trade. And Leftwich lost, you know, early in the season. They made the switch for Johnson. Then, of course, you have their first rounder, Josh Freeman.
Well, the plan was to have Josh Freeman and Josh Johnson not play this year. But when it comes to high picks and quarterbacks, those plans always change fast. And when you lose, you look to give your team a spark. That's why they made a change at quarterback.
On 3rd and 3, that pass wide of the mark, right at the first down yardage. Straughter, had he caught it, probably would have had it, but it's a 3 and out.
And you're making a transition like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are. They got rid of some older players. They're going with youth, trying to build this team through the draft. And you have young quarterbacks. Man, that's an equation that's hard to. The answer's not going to equal to a lot of wins when you have that plan.
Johnson has not had a lot of hang time so far in this one. This Tampa Bay offense has been forced to punt. In fact, 4 consecutive 3 and outs for that offense. As Welker, that was Johnson's best punt of the game. He takes it to the 33 before he slips. We're back here at Wembley Stadium. And I think the favorite team, no doubt, in the UK, Patriots. We learned that a year ago when we were here for San Diego and New Orleans. We're talking about the Patriots, but I'd see Packer fans, Falcon fans, Jets fans. And the Patriots on the end around to Welker. For 6. Runs into Quincy Black.
You know what I like about the Patriots? They have a lot of ways to slow you down on the defensive side. They're going to make you sit there and go, okay, what's coming now? They throw all the screen plays, and then we've seen a couple reverses already today. 2 reverses and a fake reverse, because they want to make you stand there and react and not just come after them.
2nd down and 4. They fake to Green Ellis. Good time for Brady. Looking for Tate, and Brady's picked for a 2nd time. It's Talib with the return to the 42. Brady has matched his interception total through the first 6 games of the season here in the first 2 quarters.
The pass is meant to come short to Randy Moss to his left. He's not open, so Tom Brady just looks down the field. But Talib comes all the way across the field. Top of your screen, he sees Brady turn and look deep. So he turns and takes off, and what a good play while the football is in the air. Twice today we've seen the secondary of the Bucs just make good plays on the football, and Tom Brady, I think when he let it go, he thought he was going to throw it over the top, and Talib would not get there, but he ran it down easily.
Aqib Talib. His 4th pick of the season. I mentioned earlier he had 3 in 1 game. As Johnson will take off running. And McGowan drags him down after a run of 6. 2nd-year man out of Kansas. I said Kansas State earlier. Kansas, there is a difference, a big difference. Talk to any of those Jayhawk fans or Wildcat fans, that's a run of 2. Now, Raheem Morris has some Kansas State ties. He was an assistant there back in 2006. Talking about the head coach of the Buccaneers, and when he was there was a young quarterback on the roster,
Josh Freeman.
Josh Freeman, and here they are reunited, with Freeman being their decorated 1st-round pick, who has yet to see action. But perhaps, who knows, maybe we'll see Freeman later today, or if not, perhaps after their bye week, 2 weeks' time against Green Bay. That is Ward, and Merriweather sticks him for no gain.
I think you look at this penetration by the Patriots defensive line. There's nowhere for Ward to go. So then he takes it outside. Everybody holding their position. Good job of Will Height on the outside. I was going to say the Buccaneers, I would go for it here. I'd make a measure, even though you know you're short. It's about 1 yard.
I got quite a reaction here.
Yeah,
I didn't say this is one place where when you're the home team you don't get booed, but they did.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah.
The fans
want them to go for it.
Understanding the situation, the score, but Raheem Morris is going to play it safe.
Fourth and a yard from the 50 with 6:40 to go in the first half. Short punt, only to the 25-yard punt.
Tampa Bay 0-6. They made the youth movement. That's a tough decision to make as an organization, but you can see there's some young guys that can make plays on both sides of the ball, so that gives you hope.
Brady comes out shotgun. First down from the 25.
False start. Offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Tom Brady coming off the 6-touchdown game and 2 picks in this quarter for that long stretch. They had gone 183 throws without one. He's got Welker and written down with aggression by Tim Crowder.
So there's your guy again, though, with the block, Sebastian Vollmer.
The chairman, the owner, and the family behind the Patriots. There he is, Robert Kraft in the center, wife Myra to his right, his son Jonathan to his left, his son Daniel right behind him. Kraft's last night threw really a spectacular party here in London, for, among other things, to kind of celebrate this occasion, spreading the goodwill of football overseas, and also to commemorate the anniversary for Roger and Jane Goodell, commissioner. Wonderful time as Brady tries to go screen again. This time the Tampa defense was ready for it. Ryan Sims brings down Kevin Falk for a loss of 4.
I'll tell you the other thing too, that the last play, good play by the Bucs defense, but you know, Bob Kraft very proud, and Jim, you can hear it in the stadium today how many Patriot fans there are, and how many live over here and follow Patriots so closely. So they were excited about and honored to come over here and play in this game.
Always been one that's really been concerned about doing what's best for the league. It's Welker for the Patriots. Races ahead for a first down at the 37.
Boy, what a play. Wes Welker so fast inside. That time, Albert Mack, top of your screen, watch it. He just burst in there. Oh, and he gets a nice pick by the umpire. But you talk to the Buccaneers, and they watch the tapes. They go, wow, Tom Brady's good. But Wes Welker's name comes up as much as any player on the football team. He does so much, running across the field, hard to cover him all the time.
Carl Paganelli, the umpire, took a hit on that one, didn't he? As Green Ellis picks up about 5. Scatelli on the tackle.
You know, Jim, I'm sure that was almost designed by the Patriots. If you see that umpire standing there, why not run close to him? Tough for the defender to go around him.
Approaching 4 minutes to go in the half. Patriots again go ground with Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. When we were at practice the other day, I was talking to a few players. Okay, you can't always call him Ben Jarvis. The coaches can't call him Green Ellis. What do you guys call him? Let's get this thing a little more succinct. Call him Benny or the law firm. Okay, so the law firm. Getting a couple of handles here in a row. Maroney joins him in the backfield.
Plays fullback, plays halfback, special teams player.
Third and about a yard, really, as Brady fakes and throws, and the ball's out. As the law firm, not going to be happy with that case of the drops.
No, he's not. But Barrett Ruud, the middle linebacker for the Buccaneers, really good job by him. Speed, athletic, leading tackler of the football team, not fooled by the play-action fake. And I'm not sure if it's going to be a first down, even if Green Ellis catches the football.
Oh, and a fake as the Patriots get to the line quickly, and flags everywhere. Yeah, motion penalty first.
False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
They had the backup quarterback in there, Brian Hoyer. And the fact that they were trying to go on such a fast count and tempo, that made Vollmer move before the snap count. I'm sorry, Logan Mankins.
This time, Hansen will indeed punt. 4th and 6. Oh, wait a minute. That was blocked. Bucks got a hand on it. And it travels out of bounds at the 33. I believe it was Maurice Stovall. Yep, he got a big paw on it.
He does. Stovall, number 85. Good job, gets the edge and just pushes right through.
That's the 3rd block of the season by the Bucks. Rondé Barber blocked a point after. David Joseph had blocked the field goal. Now they got a punt, but the punt still went 26 yards.
Another chance for this Buccaneer offense. They've had their chances. They've had a chance to make this game or to keep it close.
Ward gets the edge and is twisted down after a run of 8. Michael Clayton helped create an opening on that right side. He had 4 yards in the last 4 drives. 4 consecutive 3 plays and a punt. Two and a half to go in the half. And Tampa has all its timeouts. And a big opening for Ward. Zuda on that line, one who opened it up. It's a 12-yard run. Looked like it was going to go for more.
Yeah, it really is, Jim. It's just a nice cutback. Derek Ward, you said it. Jeremy Zuda and Jeff Fain, the center, both with good blocks that allow Ward to cut back.
They have the football at the New England 47. We're back here at Wembley Stadium in London. Jim Nantz with Phil Simms. 5th play of the game. The Patriots defense came up with a pick and a run back Merriweather. All Patriots so far 21-zip.
Yeah, it is, but you can't. When you watch this game, you can see Tampa Bay's had their opportunities. Good field position, couple turnovers by Tom Brady. They just got to make some plays in the passing game.
Oh, Cadillac Williams met right away by Tully Banta-Cain.
Another unsung hero on this defense, Tully Banta-Cain. Bottom of your screen. Oh boy, he doesn't get fooled. He's not looking at the window dressing and chasing cars. He goes right to the ball carrier.
Josh Johnson now. Rolling out. And the pass incomplete for Clayton. There is a flag. Johnson 3 for 11 in this game with 2 interceptions.
His movement, one of the offensive linemen goes down the field.
Ineligible player downfield, offense, number 65. That penalty is refused. 3rd down.
3rd down coming up with 1:28 on the clock.
So the Patriots, like they do a lot of times, they're going to take your #1 player and try to take him out of the game and see where you go with it after that.
Johnson is in the pocket. There's a good throw, and it's a 1st down to Antonio Bryant.
Yeah, that was some route by Antonio Bryant. He's to your right. He's going to make a move inside, get on the safety, and then go out. And a good job that time by Josh Johnson. Not looking over there too quick, looks down the field. So everybody's going, well, we're in good position, but it's too late for Butler to make that reaction and get into play.
Antonio Bryant, who was quite a big presence late in the season last year for the Bucks, has been battling some knee issues, missed week 5, returned a week ago. And he makes the catch for the first at the 33. And Johnson now going for the big ball, going to the end zone, and it is caught by Bryant for a touchdown. He beats the rookie Darius Butler. "33 yards, Josh Johnson to Antonio Bryant."
I think these opportunities we talked about a little, they are there because they're worried about Josh Johnson running, so they got extra guys at the line of scrimmage, and you got Bryant down the field. One-on-one, excellent throw by Josh Johnson.
Bryant's second touchdown catch of the season. And the extra point is good by Andrews. Josh Johnson, who told us yesterday that he feels like he's been growing a lot every single week. And before he was the starter, he really never had any kind of game speed or timing reps with some of his big guys like Cadillac or Antonio Bryant. Didn't get to play that kind of game speed with them until he was inserted into the lineup.
No reps with the starting unit. I mean, he was basically the scout team quarterback. So what a relief for him. You could see the excitement, took a deep breath on the sideline, go, yeah, and okay, now I can play.
Brandon Tate is back there deep. Again, was put on the active roster this week. And Tate, traffic, able to squeeze out an extra 5 or 6 yards than you might think. So the Patriots now have 3 timeouts to play with, plus a minute and 5 seconds.
Yeah, of course, they'll play it safe and just see if they get in good field position. Then they can take their shots.
Sideline pass incomplete for Moss.
What you have to be careful about, though, Jim, too, you got to do it both ways. You got to play the clock for your football team and against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay still has 3 timeouts, too. You get a 3 and out, you might get a chance to throw a few passes and get a field goal attempt.
Still going done, 2nd and 10. It's Benjamin Watson for a first out to the 37, but a flag in the line of scrimmage. Pass had gone for 11 yards, but it's coming back against that line, holding.
Somebody was pulled down, looked like from the left side of the Patriots offense.
Holding, offense, number 70. 10-yard penalty, replay 2nd down.
Logan Mankins, left guard. Just grabbed him, pulled him down.
2nd and 20 on the draw. It's Kevin Falk to the 27. To the arms of Tenard Jackson. And Vollmer's a little shaky. The left tackle will go ahead. He hobbles to the line. 3rd and 8. Tampa had 3 timeouts. They didn't stop it here as Brady is sacked.
Now you take it.
Sacked by Styles G. White. We're back after a Tampa Bay timeout.
You know, Jim, Tampa didn't call timeout after the 2nd down play is because, you know, they didn't want to burn themselves. They call a timeout, then New England picks up the 1st down, and it gives New England that extra time. So you hedged your bet. It was, I thought, very good decision-making by Raheem Morris.
Well, Hansen had his last punt partially blocked. Still managed to go 26 yards. Good one this time. All the way to the 24. Squatter fights his way to the 32 with 13 seconds. 48-yard punt, 7-yard return, and Matthew Slater in on another special teams tackle. They're going shotgun here, the Bucs, with 13 seconds. Johnson swings it over to Ward, who runs out with 6 seconds on the clock.
Oh, he had what he wanted, but you've thrown 2 interceptions, and you've dug yourself out of a deep hole if you're Josh Johnson to the left side. There was a man running down the seam, and he was wide open for a big play. But when in doubt, don't take a chance in a situation like this. Little move. There it is. He's open.
You got hole, you got hole.
By NFL standards, that's wide open.
Absolutely. Timeout by the Bucs. Interesting sight here. Randy Moss on the sideline. A probable Hail Mary launch coming from the Bucs. Moss was put into this situation right before that at Denver 2 weeks ago and made an interception.
Well, they're not putting him in because they think the Bucs might try to get like a 20-yard throw in. and then try to kick a long field goal. See if you can do it in 5 seconds.
Going for the big ball down the field, and he is intercepted for the 3rd time, and the player is down. That is Darius Butler, who now has an interception for the 2nd straight week. Yeah, Kyle Orton of the undefeated Broncos has only 1 interception thrown on the season. It was picked off by Moss. This time it's Butler for the Pats.
Tony O'Brien deep down the field. Really good job by Josh Johnson. Not worrying about your stats. Give your team a chance.
And we're about to begin the 3rd quarter with the Patriots leading it at 21-7. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms back here at Wembley Stadium. There's Tom Brady, who threw 2 touchdowns in that first half, was also picked twice. It was 21-0, and the Bucs scored late in that first half. Your thoughts?
Well, I think my thoughts are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hung in there, and I think going into the locker room, there's a little confidence on their side.
Well, Tampa won the coin toss and took the football first. Now they'll kick it away back to New England. The New England team that established a Patriot team record last week with 619 total yards of offense. Not that same kind of pace here today. 197 they had in the first half in this one at Wembley. And Brandon Tate out to the 27. Sammy Straughter on the tackle, and here comes Brady. Without the services today of one of his wide receivers who broke his forearm late last week in the game against Tennessee, Julian Edelman, who did not make the trip over here, the rookie who has been such a fine addition and quite a find on top of that out of the 7th round from Kent State. He's not IR, just inactive this week, did not make the trip over to London. So they brought up Brandon Tate, who's been seeing some action as a returner and also a little bit on the offensive end. Joey Galloway also waived this week by the Patriots. Here's a throw for 5 yards to Chris Baker.
Wouldn't surprise me to see the Patriots come out here in the 2nd half and be more aggressive in their approach on the offensive side. In other words, maybe trying to look down the field a little bit and just take it more aggressively to this Buccaneers defense. And on the other side, the Buccaneers gave up a lot of big passing plays early in the year, but they're being a little more conservative on defense, and it's helped them out.
Near a first down. That's Lawrence Maroney. Inactive today, Sammy Morris. Injured a knee last week early in the game against Tennessee. Fred Taylor for the 3rd straight game out with an ankle. So they have 3 backs, Maroney, Falk, and Green Ellis. Bring back Dan Connolly, a backup lineman. And when he comes into the game, he often lines up as he is here as the fullback.
Sooner or later, I would just think they get in this formation, him at fullback, extra tight end, that if they single up Randy Moss, they'll go deep.
It's Maroney picking up the yardage. Got a couple, just needed 1.
Talk about it, just you got to play so many roles, Jim. Dan Connolly, 63, leading the way. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Did what he had to do. Got him the first.
You know, the Patriots, we talked about Sebastian Vollmer, but they're deep on the offensive line. They're all talented. And what separates this line from a lot of them in the NFL, they're athletic. They can pull, they can move, they block for the screens. Of course, they block for Tom Brady, too.
Brady throwing on first down, right to midfield and a little beyond to Welker.
One of their big keys today was to throw those type of passes inside. And you go, well, everybody'd like to do that. But double cover the wide receivers. Then you play action fake. Linebackers get up near the line of scrimmage. And that's why you saw all that space around Wes Welker.
13-yard throw to Welker. And he's got another 6 reception game and going to go well beyond that. A man who's had 112 and 111 catches the last 2 seasons. Brady steps up, throws a little high that time, and there is a flag back in the pocket. And that was again in the area of Welker.
Holding, offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
It's called on Sebastian Vollmer, who was limping around in the last minute of the first half and gave up a sack. He's been playing so well here in relief the last few weeks with Matt Light.
Yeah, a little pressure comes from Tom Brady's left side and makes him step up. Tom Brady a little off target that time, but Tim Crowder able to get around Vollmer.
First and 20 now. And Brady, well, they're going to call that an incompletion. Michael Bennett coming in on Brady and knocking the ball loose.
And we bragged about this offensive line, but they are getting their hits in. Nick Kazar not getting out there fast enough. What happens is, or what did happen, he was expecting Tom Brady to get rid of the football real quick. So when you're a tackle and you expect that, you just protect the inside, you give up the outside, but the coverage is there. Tom Brady holds on to it and takes the big hit.
So the 2nd and 20. Baker makes the grab and is immediately popped by Piscatelli.
What a throw by Tom Brady. This is where a big arm, look at this, short defender, deep defender. And when they come up to try to protect the short pass, Tom Brady really rifles it to the outside to Sam Aiken.
Gain 16, so it's a 3rd and 4. Welker flanking the quarterback on his right side. And that's ball. Well, they had 2nd and 20 and they managed to pick up a first. Well, 2nd and 20 to 3rd and 4 and over to Falk for a first.
You know, Jim, it goes back to the play before. It's 2nd and 20 and they're trying to take away the 6-yard route instead of the one down the sideline. But how about this? Geno Hayes, he reads it. Oh, he has a big chance to knock the pass down, if nothing else, to really lay a big hit on Kevin Falk.
A milestone catch for Falk. Career grab number 400.
What a player. Kevin Falk.
A 3,000 club member. Receiving and rushing yardage in his career as Brady goes on the run to Welker. He's trying to wriggle free, but unable to get away from Tenard Jackson. Still a good sized gain, maybe 7 or 8.
You know, you go back to Kevin Falk as we watch Tom Brady blitz. Good job just stepping up in the pocket again and finding the outlet receiver. And Wes Welker, so many little routes. How about that sit to the inside? He knows he's Tom Brady's 3rd option. Then he takes out to the outside.
2nd and 2. And that's Maroney. Backing his way into another first down.
But what I was going to say, Jim, about Kevin Falk, it's kind of like Troy Brown. You know, just every year, the role Troy Brown asked to be a defensive back, he does that. Wide receiver. Kevin Falk, wide receiver, blocker. He does it all. This is the drive for the Patriots. And speaking of Troy Brown, who's been 15 years as a player in this organization, he's over here in London for the game. He's a guest of Mr. Crafts and attended his big soiree last night and was saluted by the owner. First down from the 25, Brady. So Welker again grabbed by the ankles. We got another flag down. Adam Hayward was the one who tripped him up.
Holding, offense, number 76.
That's the 2nd holding call on this drive against Vollmer.
Top of your left of your screen, and it was a hold because he did reach up and grab the defender around the neck and tried to pull him down, couldn't quite do it. I don't think the Bucs heard us last week how good Vollmer's doing. Because they're putting pressure on him and doing a good job.
Well, I think most of this has been happening since he got hurt in the last minute of the first half, giving up a sack and 2 holds. and lights out. Here's Brady. Watson. Touchdown, New England. "35 yards, Brady to Watson."
Anytime the Patriots cross the 40-yard line, you just got to be alert for them to take a shot. Geno Hayes on Ben Watson. Ben Watson, straight ahead, might be one of the fastest tight ends in the NFL. The first thing you got to do is protect the big plays. Try to stop it. Geno Hayes lets him run down the field untouched. Easy throw for Tom Brady.
Well, it had been a while since the Patriots offense had cracked the code. Wisnowski makes it 28-7. Well, they didn't call on Watson last week. He did not have a catch in the blowout of Tennessee. He has one here in London, though, and it goes for a touchdown.
Got to be ready when it's your turn here. Remember, it's Randy Moss, Wes Welker, and then you fight for that third position. Good matchup for Ben Watson that time. He took advantage of it.
Patriots drive it down the field. Escape, if you will, 2 holding calls and still score a touchdown. Tower Bridge, Tower of London. London town. It's been a beautiful week here as the NFL's back for the 3rd straight year at Wembley Stadium. And for the Patriots, facing a winless team for the 2nd straight week. That's after the oddity of facing teams that had not suffered a loss through the first 5 games of the season.
Not always the greatest thing. Everybody goes, oh, look at it. Hey, look, winless teams are desperate.
Yep.
And one of the things that Tampa Bay was using in their favor was the fact that Tennessee lost 49-0. That scares you.
It was even worse than that. 59-0.
What did I say?
Banta Kane. Well, he gave Tennessee a little 10-point credit. That's all right. Banta Kane, though, stepping up.
Well, he's had a good day today so far. Oh, he just works inside, and the blocking scheme, it confuses the blocking by the Tampa Bay defensive line. Comes untouched, makes the tackle.
All right, Josh Johnson picked off 3 times in that first half. Lobbing it sideline, and a juggling catch, but out of bounds.
Well, Jim, let's look at the touchdown to Ben Watson. Here's Geno Hayes. Coverage one-on-one, and Ben Watson. Tom Brady knows right now, he knows before the snap of the football that he's going to go down the seam because there's nobody helping out the linebacker against what we said, one of the fastest tight ends in the NFL.
Third and 15. Middle and down well short of a first. Banta Kane in on another play.
Screen plays. Who's responsible stopping screen plays? Well, a lot of teams, and you got to teach your defensive linemen to chase it down from behind. Tully Banta Kane making another good play.
Dirk Johnson punted 5 times in that first half. His third quarter's been a real problem. The biggest problem of all quarters for the Bucs this year. They've been worse in the league in point differential. They've already given up 7. We're back at Wembley Stadium, and it's 28-7 Patriots. Jim Nance, Phil Simms, and a special guest here in the booth, and that would be Commissioner Roger Goodell. Roger, it's been quite a time over here.
Bill, great to be with you.
Good to see you.
You had a good time for 3rd year in a row?
Fabulous. Yeah, it's been fabulous. Every year it gets better. The enthusiasm grows every year.
Well, would you stay with us a little bit? We'll watch a little football together here. Commissioner, I know you've had a lot of things to do this week, and again, spreading the goodwill and getting this word out about the NFL as the whole globalization process with the NFL continues with huge success here in the UK. We're going to have New England now, first down from the 32. And Brady has an open man. It's Moss, bumped out after a gain of about 9. You had an economic global sports summit meeting this week as well, and And tell me what you think. We've been talking about, we were here last year, perspective-wise, definitely an increase in the popularity in 1 year.
No question. You know, the first game we had what I thought was maybe some novelty, and the fans were tremendously interested. The second year, we grew off of that. And this year, it's even more extraordinary. We're actually thrilled by the reaction we've gotten.
You're a 2nd and 1 for the Patriots from the 41. From the gun, Brady, all kinds of time, and knocked down, and incomplete. 3rd and 1 on the way.
You know, Commissioner, I thought was interesting at the summit, a lot of leagues and teams around the world are interested in how the NFL works because they admire what the NFL is doing.
You know, Phil, it was a chance for us to bring everyone together, all these sports organizations, and it really was. It was flattering to us that a lot of the other organizations were looking at how do you do things, how do you structure your media deals, how do you structure your labor agreement, the whole issue of free agency, and it really was intriguing for us because we learned a lot from them also.
3rd and a yard and flags.
False start, offense, number 70.
The setup 3rd and 6. Mike Holmgren was one of those panelists this week representing the NFL, and I think really when Phil brings it up, a lot of these leagues are wondering what your interest is over here in the UK and maybe even, you know, other places in Europe. Well,
I think the way they put it to me, what are your intentions?
What are your intentions? Right, exactly.
You know, I think there's such great sports fans over here. There's room for more than a couple of sports, and I think the NFL is going to have a place over here.
And a timeout called by the Patriots. Well, look at Big Ben. 7:05 here, London time. Speaking of Big Ben, you got to get Pittsburgh over here. You got to bring Roethlisberger. You got to bring Big Ben to Big Ben one of these years. How about
Actually, my kids said that as we were driving into town. They saw Big Ben there. They said that's where Ben should be.
Plus, with Ambassador Rooney over in Ireland, that makes a lot of sense. Hold on a minute here. 3rd and 6 for the Patriots from the 36. First 2 options shut down. Now we'll run for it. And he dives close to the first. Looks like they may spot him about a yard shy. You said a moment ago in response to Phil's question, though, that you think that there's plenty of room for a lot of folks over here in London, which means that maybe down the road there is going to be an NFL full-time presence in London. Could you see that?
Well, Jim, you know, one of the things we'd like to do is maybe increase the series from 1 game to 2 games. Okay. And if it continues to have the same kind of following, the other thing is between games we have tremendous media coverage. The NFL is on here on a weekly basis, and as new technologies develop, we'll be able to bring more football to fans over here.
Hanson out to punt. Could you see maybe having multiple games as early as next year?
Yes, I do. It's possible we'd extend the series to 2 games for the 2010 year.
Big pressure on Hanson. He's felt that a couple of times already. It's a short punt that bounds back favorably for the Buccaneers at about the 33-yard line.
Well, Commissioner, I got to say, the one thing that makes fans uneasy, the most asked question I get all the time, could there really be a stoppage of games about the collective bargaining agreement? I know it's a tough question just to answer, but what are your thoughts on that?
Well, we sure hope not. I mean, our job is to play football and bring the fans more football. So that's our intent. We just got to get down to the table and get something done that works. But this is really an opportunity for us to create an agreement that works for everybody, works for the owners, works for the players, and most importantly, works for our fans.
Well, you bring something up. When any scheduled talks, when's that process start?
We've had a series of negotiations already, and we have some more scheduled. So we're continuing to have some good dialogue.
No flag on the throw to Bryant. Well, we're looking forward to Super Bowl 44. It's our year. It's the 50th year, of course, of the American Football League, and that's been celebrated and commemorated a number of times. But Miami will be your host again this year. I know you're looking forward to going back there.
Oh, it's a great place for the Super Bowl. You know, they're passionate fans down there, but it's a great place. And this year we have the Pro Bowl the week before, which will be fun for us.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out. I actually like that idea, having the Pro Bowl the week before.
We think it's a great stage to put our players on. Our Pro Bowl players now, they deserve the focus, and being the week before the Super Bowl is a great thing. It's anticlimactic when you play the Pro Bowl after the Super Bowl.
Well, thank you for your time. We mentioned already on the broadcast how the Crafts last night And a little celebration for you and Jane. Happy anniversary.
Well, thank you. We're no place we'd rather be than here in London, celebrating our anniversary. So.
Well, we feel very privileged to be here as part of the whole package with the National Football League.
We're lucky to have you guys. Thank you.
Commissioner.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. Ward held on that last one for no gain, so a 3rd and 10 for Josh Johnson, who steps back into the shotgun again. Low snap, but he fields it. Here comes everybody after Johnson. He gets it away in time to Straughter. Nifty move, has the first, and finally falls at the 48. And a late couple of flags thrown in.
After the first down was made, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 75. 15-yard penalty. Tampa keeps the ball. First down.
Called on Joseph, so one of the best plays of the day by the Bucs is rather nullified.
Blitz by the Patriots, just a little too slow getting there, and a very nice job by Josh Johnson, moving just enough to get that extra time to make the throw. And then frustration, not really. Davin Joseph just trying to be aggressive and keep working and keep playing hard. Gets caught with a personal foul.
Well, it's marginalized or compromised. It's still a first down. The play stands. And again, in quickly on Ward. Only a gain of 2. 2nd down, 7 for the Bucs. Ward wanting to bounce outside, and Guyton is waiting for him for a loss of 2. Interesting hearing the commissioner. Sounds as though there could very well be 2 games here next year. The league will increase its presence here, it sounds.
I think that was one of the things. I can't remember if I read it or saw or heard it on TV, Jim, but there are a lot of cities that want, they want a game.
I think I mentioned Ambassador Rooney. Maybe Dublin could possibly be a site, or
wouldn't surprise me.
I know Manchester, England has also worked hard on the idea of bringing a game there.
They gave
Before the play clock expired, timeout, Tampa Bay.
3rd and 9 for the Bucs. Johnson plants, throws, open man at the New England 32. It's Sammy Straughter, the rookie from Oregon State.
If you watched last week's game, he made some plays last week that really helped out the Buccaneers. Look at the blitz by the Patriots, and they have plenty of guys spaced out to make sure Josh Johnson doesn't get down the field. Doesn't matter. Straughter comes all the way across and gets open. What a throw by Josh Johnson.
Jonathan Wilhite on the coverage. Goes for 35.
Hard to get a pass rush when you're worried about the quarterback running.
Oh, it's back to the quarterback. Flea flicker, flags down, and incomplete. Antonio Bryant was the receiver. Carnell Williams, Cadillac, tossed it back to the quarterback.
Patriots ran a flea flicker last week. Randy Moss opened for the touchdown. I'll tell you what, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have done a good job with their scheme of what they're trying to do on offense. There have been plenty of opportunities down the field to make the plays. And they're starting to call passing plays. Every one of them, they're looking for shots. Patriots committing that extra guy to stop Josh Johnson from running. That's why there's open holes down the field to throw the football.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, offense, number 70. That penalty is declined. after the play was over, delay of game, offense number 89 for spiking the ball is accepted. Loss of down, second down.
Hold on Donald Penn.
Donald Penn, left tackle, number 70, left of your screen. Vince Wilfork beats him inside, so he's holding him all the way. And then spiking of the football, delay a game, and why they take that? Just like we were informed, it's second down instead of first.
And explained to Raheem Morris.
Young team, mistakes. I've seen too many penalties on special teams by the Buccaneers today. And I know it's a 5-yard penalty, still a big deal. When you're young, you just got to do all the little things right.
A 2nd and 15. Johnson going for the home run ball again. That was intended for Clayton, similar to the type of route they ran for the touchdown in the second quarter.
You know, it's interesting looking at the Buccaneers. What did Raheem Morris tell us yesterday? He looked at me and he goes, you know, we pad up every day. In other words, they don't go out there and, you know, shorts and just walk through stuff. They are practicing, hitting each other. It's tough. And why are they doing that? Because they do have youth, and that's how you make them better. They need real practice time, game conditions. And when you're going to practice your team like that, you need a lot of young players.
They've hit on a couple of third down conversions on this drive. Trying to do it again, and the pass way too high for Straughter. Pressure applied by Pryor.
Yeah, there's pressure. They're really doing a good job now making Josh Johnson stay in the pocket. But there's nowhere to throw this. If he throws it right on target, it could have been trouble. So at the last second, I think he saw that, and he just let it go high.
Johnson. Trying to get him inside the 10. He does it this time. Caught by Welker at the 7. Brady on first down. Down the sideline he goes, and over the head of Aiken. Maroney trying to shake off the first hit. And a timeout. Tampa Bay calling its second. 3rd and 8. Brady gets his solid footing at last. And it's through the fingertips of Randy Moss. Well, he almost got him a rare pass in the area of Moss that he doesn't grab hold of.
Yeah, I think you said it right. When the football's in the air, Randy Moss is one of the few guys. Well, that's just a nice double move that he usually keeps those hands down to the last second and outruns the football. Oh, Tom Brady lets it go. I don't know what he thinks. He goes, why did I overthrow it by 10 yards? Or I thought Randy was going to get there.
Moss had 2 deep ball catches last week. Of course, 3 touchdown games. As Hansen gets slightly bumped, no flag. And Tampa Bay is going to have nice field position as Straughter has it returned to the 40. 36-yard boot, 6-yard return. Randy may have hurt his arm a little bit. He was shaking it coming off the field. Glazers here at Wembley for this game.
I got motion. Hey, yo.
The games were overlapping for about the first hour and a half of this football game, so unable to be at both places, and Johnson hit me through it. We had a nice visit with the Glazer family yesterday and about what their long-term objectives are and how much they believe in drafting players and building through the draft. And there's Brian Glazer on the left, Joel Glazer on the right. You know, they want to send best wishes to the family back home.
I think it was a really tough decision for them this offseason. to decide what you're going to do. Are we going to continue to be a team that goes 8-8, 9-7, or do we just start over, rebuild, and try to get a team that's like the Patriots, that's going to go 12-4, 13-3, and really have a legitimate chance at the Super Bowl?
And that's Williams Cadillac to about the 35. They really do feel like they had to, among other things, this is something that Raheem Morris talked about too. There's been a lot of winning at Tampa Bay and a lot of hard winning is how he described it. They've never really had a franchise quarterback.
Well, that was the first decision they made. Let's go out and get him. They did in Josh Freeman. And two, you know, I think too, Jim, the biggest thing is they didn't want to keep piecing the team together every year with free agents. You could do that sometimes with veteran free agents, but it wasn't enough, like I said, to get them into that, especially lately, in the position to really win it all.
On third down, Johnson, well, was going to run for it. Now throws. He had an open man. And he was wide of the mark. Fourth down coming up, and well, they're bringing out Dirk Johnson. I thought maybe they'd go for it here at this point. Fourth and 6 on the way. Should have hit Bryant this time.
Yeah, he probably needed to lay out and turn his hands the other way, but this is a good spot of the field. Jim, third quarter's over. You're down 3 scores. I would go for it.
And they punt it away instead, and Welker has it at the 10. 25-yard field position change on the punt.
You know, again, just to go back, it's, I think, a little too conservative for Raheem Morris here. If you're trying to win the game, I know they're trying, but I would have taken that chance. It wasn't bad if you'd have turned over on 4 downs the field position.
And that is Kevin Falk for a run up the middle. Close the third quarter. You'd think that goes for 6 yards. By the way, Randy Moss was not out there on that snap. He does have the helmet on the sideline. I did see him shaken up after he failed to come up with the catch down the sidelines the last time they had it. It's going to be the end of the third quarter. We're back in London for the final quarter. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms. Delighted to have you with us. 28-7 Patriots. Brady with a quick throw. And Welker. Boy, how he navigates his way through heavy traffic.
You know what it is, Jim? It's full speed, but he's under control. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I think you got it.
He just eats up ground. Watch this little screen again. The offensive lineman, everybody out. Neal gets a block down the field. Copen, really impressive. And then Wes Welker he's able to go full speed in tight spaces and still protect himself.
He's led the league in yards after the catch the last 2 years, each of the last 2. Moss back out, and he's the target and has it for 7 yards. Randy Moss's numbers today. And with 5 catches for 69 yards.
Tom Brady's numbers, good and solid. Really, they're very good. You know, the 2 interceptions. Sometimes I say about that, big deal. You know, it's a game of adversity. You're going to make mistakes. Sometimes you try to make plays, or you want to be great, you're going to have to make some mistakes. If you don't want to turn, or you know, I always say if you don't want to turn over, just kneel on it every play.
Back to Welker. And again, running full speed and chased out of bounds by Rondé Barber.
You know, they got these 3 receivers right here. Oh, shoot, I'm sorry, I made a mistake there. But it puts Wes Welker on Rondé Barber. We talked about it early in the game. Rondé Barber just gave Wes Welker so many complimentary comments yesterday.
Yes, he did. That went for 16. Back to the Bucs side of the field. Flags everywhere.
False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. First down.
What I was talking about with Welker. Yardage after the catch.
How about that? Well, he does catch a lot of screens. He catches a lot of what I call routes where he gets a chance to go across the field, go outside. They're choice routes. And once he catches them, Tom Brady, the key there is having an accurate quarterback where you can catch it and be running full speed.
Taken this time. Really like a wide receiver screen down to the 41 for 11.
How many screens is that today, Jim? Should have kept count. I'm going to say 6, maybe 7.
Yep, at least. I think you're right.
They do everything. They fake the run, so it makes the defense freeze just for a second. The key, Welker coming outside, getting the block. So many keys to doing it well. So you know during the offseason, they're constantly working on their screens, having offensive linemen, like I said early in the game, that are athletic enough to get outside and keep making blocks.
Second and 4. Give the call to Maroney. Hovan had a hold of him. The former Viking and Boston College star. Had 43 starts, did Hovan in his career at BC.
Outside defense, number 91, jumping into the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Yeah, they'll give them enough for the first. It had been 2nd and 4.
You know, I'm going to go back, though, Jim, just one last thing about those screens. You know, if I was coaching, which I'm never going to do, of course, but I would copy the screens of the Patriots because it keeps Tom Brady in rhythm and it allows all the receivers to be part of the game.
Quick snap and a give to Maroney. Wrapped up by Jackson. Give him 2.
See, I would never want to be a coach because you'd be up here second guessing everything.
Never.
So,
did you ever seriously think about it?
Oh yes, always. Was going to do it, and then looked into this.
Didn't want to give this up, or just never?
Hey, listen, it's just the truth. Coaching's too hard. You see these guys the way they work. It's a dedication beyond belief in the NFL. It is now at all levels.
2nd and 8. Brady rifles it. What a bullet that was to Welker.
Yeah, you think he's figured out that little problem he's had, or he's talked about throwing the football? Couple things. He just steps into it, and here's where you know when you're a good thrower in this league. This is how I judge him. Can you just take the football and drive it? I mean, just rip it, throw it as hard as you can. Nice route by Wes Welker, and still control it. And my answer to that is, Jim, there's probably, I know there's less than 10 in the NFL that can do it. Tom Brady's one of them.
Maroney with room, and they got a 1st and goal to go at the 5. They're doing this without Moss on the field. Came back out for 1 snap after being shaken up a bit. Now he's just kneeling on the sideline with his helmet off.
Well, the Patriots got the Bucs defense tired, guessing. And once you start this rhythm of getting first downs, just makes it tough for a defense. They're just sitting over there going, what's next?
Ty Warren injured on a special teams play. 1st and goal to go. It's Maroney up the middle. Maroney driving and churning. Do they give it to him? No. Inches shy. Yeah, Ty Warren, it's an ankle, questionable to return. And Moss was also a little limpy, if you will, limping coming off the field.
Yeah, you know, in the first half, I saw him take a hit. I can't remember exactly what play where he got up and had the body language of going like, wow, that might have hurt a little. Dan
Connolly, Mark Lavore. Lavore just brought up this week from the PUP, physically unable to perform list. The 2nd and goal. Maroney's in for the touchdown. Running behind Connolly.
Well, not to go back to the point, but the Buccaneers played it safe. They punted the football. It didn't matter. The Patriots marched right down the field. Connolly, the lead blocker, Wow, I tell you what, that's twice. He has gone in there and cleaned it up.
Yes, he put a helmet on the guy he had to, right? That's an 89-yard drive. Maroney's in the end zone for the second straight week. And Gostowski true again. Lawrence Maroney takes it the final yard. New England with a long drive, 89 yards. He had a 45-yard touchdown run last week. 123 on the ground in the thrashing of Tennessee. And there's some news to report from the Tampa Bay sideline. We're going to see, it appears, Josh Freeman take the field. He's warming up. Gostowski sends a driving deep kick 7 yards into the end zone. Along with some 83,000 at Wembley Stadium in the United Kingdom. Jim Nance, Phil Simms, Lance Barrow, our producer, Mike Arnold, our director. 9:25 to go, and Josh Freeman enters the game. And the rookie, the 17th pick in the draft out of Kansas State, hands it to Ward for 4 yards. This was a moment ago during the break. Raheem Morris on the phone, and he says, number 5, let's get him ready. And here he is. He's been getting some first down reps in practice lately. They run 10 plays. He's been getting it about 4 times. Now seeing game action as he gives it to Ward. That picks up a first.
Well, this is important to get him in here because I think everybody realizes sooner or later, unless Josh Johnson was just spectacular, that they're going to find a way to play Josh Freeman. And whatever snaps he gets will benefit him next week during their bye week in practice. And, you know, if he is going to be the starter, it absolutely will benefit him game week during the week as he practices with the first unit.
Should have said first team reps, not first down reps, but there have been 10 snaps. He's been getting 4 of them, they told us.
Yep.
And again, they have the bye week, and then Green Bay 2 weeks out. This probably signals that the Freeman starting era will be beginning here in 2 weeks' time. As Freeman trying to throw for the first time, and he's decked. He's sacked by Mike Wright, his 4th sack of the season.
Nothing he could do that time except just go down and protect yourself. I think it's Myron Pryor, 91 it is. What a good job by him. He beats Jeff Fain, the center. That's a tough job for the center. Quarterback's dead behind you, and you got to block somebody one-on-one where they can go through you to either side. So good job by Pryor.
He's the first Kansas State quarterback, Freeman is, to ever be drafted in the first round. And 2nd and 17. His first NFL throw is a completion to Brian Clark. Freeman's a big kid. He's 6'6". This one goes for 12 yards.
6'6", throws the football down the field with no effort. That's what you like, and that's what they like with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I watched him warm up, and he threw the ball tremendously during warm-ups.
Freeman facing a 3rd and 5. And again, heavy pressure, just throws it away. Gary Guyton was in on him quickly. Now about 6 minutes to go. Johnson with a returnable punt. It's Welker getting the corner and raised down at the 37. Now the Patriots change quarterbacks. Brian Hoyer seeing action for the 2nd straight week, the rookie from Michigan State. Scored a touchdown last week from a yard out. Took him down the field on his first series as a pro and finished it off with a touchdown. Brady's numbers now, he's finished 23 of 32, 308 with the 3 touchdowns and the 2 picks that came in the 2nd quarter. With this New England team hitting quite a stride here. It's 94-7 taking the last 2 weeks combined.
Well, the NFL it's interesting, Jim. The season is so long, and we judge it so harshly, I think, early. And it's as I always say, it's like 4 or 5 seasons in one. And it's where you end up, so you got to keep trying to improve. Patriots are doing that.
And that's the law firm for about a yard. Green Ellis. Moss congratulating his quarterback on another victory. Didn't care about the stats, but for Brady it was his 26th career 300-yard game in the regular season. It ties the New England franchise record with Drew Bledsoe. Hoyer gives it up to Green Ellis. We have a flag. Benny would have had the first. It's interesting, you look at the winless teams around the league, Tampa Bay being one of them, along with St. Louis, which is getting blown out today, and Tennessee, which is on a bye. There's been a lot of talk here lately about how the bad teams, they've fallen to levels that seem a little bit deeper than you've seen in years past. The disparity this year seems greater than ever.
Illegal shifts, offense, number 86. 5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
Tim, I think you said it right. They're the 3 winless teams you talked about. Tennessee, Tampa Bay at the bottom, St. Louis at the top. But, you know, a lot of reasons. 3 teams this year, right before the season, Tampa Bay being one of them, fires their offensive coordinator. That's just unheard of in the NFL. Almost impossible to overcome.
Ryan Hoyer facing 3rd and 10. Rondé Barber was blitzing. Hoyer ducks underneath, gets away from the sack, picks up the first. Hoyer slides to the 44. First down, Patriots, and a quick hit on Green Ellis by Roy Miller.
Good football teams have a lot of ways to win. Teams that win a lot in the NFL, you can't say, oh, we're going to win it with our passing game. You got to do it a lot of different ways, and the Patriots over the years have shown that.
Maroney flies for a couple of yards after the hit. 3rd down and long coming up. Third and 9.
You know, Jim, just going back, what you said about the top and the bottom of the NFL, a lot of it just comes down to decision making, signing the right free agents, making those draft picks. It's in football, it's the owner, general manager, coach, that line of succession, continuity. That's what it's really all about.
2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go. New England about to send the football off the foot of Chris Hansen. Back to Tampa Bay. And that line, it is such a unified group. The likes of Vollmer, Wright, who's injured, Connolly, Mankins, Copen, Neal, Kazir, Lavore active today. Hornberger, Simmons. You got a flag.
False start, offense, number 58. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Now Hansen, he's had pressure on him today. And again, got near him. No flag. Ball bounds into the end zone. Freeman will have it at the 20. This is the first time in the 3 years the game's been staged here. It has not come down to the late stages. The Giants struggled in what ended up being their Super Bowl winning year to defeat a winless Miami team. And last year was a shootout with New Orleans outscoring San Diego. Here's Freeman going underneath to Winslow, who's been real quiet today. By the way, this was the highest attendance of the three. They announce it now at 84,254. Just the second reception for Winslow. Freeman on the run. He's going to step out of bounds. Now, this was really a game that's been heavily embraced. The United States Ambassador Sussman had the NFL dignitaries and the ownership of the teams last night to the U.S. residents Ambassador's house. Ambassador Sussman, big fan of all of this, and he's proud of the fact that back home his little granddaughter Carolyn will be watching. She's quite the athlete and quite the fan. There's Josh Johnson replaced here. 9 of 26, 156 yards, threw the touchdown to Bryant, but threw 3 picks in the first half. 3rd and 2 for Freeman. Ball up in the air, and 4th and 2 with 1:12.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard
well, that's
penalty.
good. Whatever mistakes you make in this game, if you do get the start in a couple weeks, you won't repeat them. So there's a lot to learn. Defenses that move around, and he saw it at Kansas State too. Watching the play clock.
Hey, Phil, the executive producer of the NFL on CBS, Sean McManus, vice president of production of CBS Sports, Harold Bryant, coordinating producer of the NFL on CBS, and today's game producer, Lance Barrow. Today's game directed by Michael Arnold. 4th and 7 coming up. It's Burgess after Freeman, falls out. And New England will take over there at the 13-yard line. Senior producer of CBS Sports in the NFL today is Eric Mann. The director of the studio is Bob Mattina. Coordinating producer of CBS Sports, Steve Karasik. Associate directors of today's game, Corey Fishman and Andy Friedman. Broadcast associates, Todd Carrick and Adae Ellis. Technical manager is Pete Calander. Our thanks to our technical director, Jonas Einstein. Audio supervisor, Ed Soltis. Our director of operations, Ken Agard, over here. Our stats provided by Ethan Cooperson and Tom Borstein. Our spotter, Tommy Spencer, and the editorial consultant as well. Field stage manager is Jimmy Hatter. And our thanks to up here in the booth, Kevin McHale, with his running of the booth operation. The last 2 weeks, 94 points put up by the Patriots in over 1,000 yards.
Thought he was a defensive-minded coach. Over the last few years, he's changed some of those thoughts. Patriots, very diverse on the offensive side, explosive, and those numbers just kind of bear it out.
Both teams flying home tomorrow. Tampa Bay going home at 0-7, while the Patriots rise to 5-2. Final score, New England 35 and Tampa Bay 7.